right. Welcome back to Locky Top, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for week 2 of college football. Tennessee came back with a huge win for us this week. We are also heading into week 1 of the NFL season, so we should have a lot of good matchups for you to talk about, kind of getting 2 sports for the price of 1. Hey, Roman, Andy, how you doing? Today I'm joined by Josh.
What's up, guys?
Frank.
What's up?
And Andy, maybe Roman. We'll see. How you doing, Andy? Doing well.
Stop.
All right. So first topic for today is going to be the Syracuse game. Obviously, Tennessee won. What did we win? 45-26, Josh?
Yep, 45-26, man. It's a good win.
So initial thoughts from the game for you there.
Well, I went down to Atlanta. I took my 8-year-old and 6-year-old son with me. Had a blast. So, opened up real well. I think Tennessee jumped out to a 17-0 early lead there in the first half. Never trailed. Joey Aguilar just throwing dots. Unfortunately, we had some bad drops. Our receivers, they need to get that handled before Georgia comes to town next week. But Joey Aguilar, he threw three touchdowns in the game. He had 247 yards passing overall. And then, our defense just did, what it typically does. We scored a defensive touchdown, had some turnovers there, especially going into into halftime right there. Big time turnover, turned it into 6. And then the first possession out of halftime, interception by our defense, which set up another very athletic score there for Joey to start Thomas. I'm not going to comment on the fact that the key receiver on that play was wide open. So the read was really bad by Joey there, but he made a really athletic play to get that touchdown to start Thomas. So very happy, very pleased with what I saw when you really break it down and compare it to the contrasting styles of play with our former quarterback that's out at UCLA now. I'm not going to bring that up too much, but just wanted to say for all the Vol fans that were feeling a little apprehensive about getting behind this team this year, I think Joey Aguilar and the offense did a really good job of kind of dispelling any of those rumors that we were going to be, regretting losing Nico or we were going to take a big step back. I think if we saw anything, we probably got the better end of that deal of getting Joey at quarterback. So, and I'll also say one thing that we haven't seen UT do in a while is, they looked explosive. There was a lot of big explosive plays that happened. They were very organized, especially for a neutral site opener. Some of those things can get kind of, wacky, with those neutral site games. Again, defense bent. They never really broke against Syracuse. I mean, Angeli, I think that's his name, Steve Angeli, the transfer from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I mean, he still had a decent game. It took him a while to get heated up. That first half was kind of anemic for Syracuse, but I think he had 274 yards, so he had more yards passing than Joey did. But Tennessee, I mean, they're going to run the football. And if you go back and you look at our rushing stats, I mean, we just destroyed them at the line of scrimmage. So we held them to less than, I think, 100 yards. I think Yason Willis, had 91. I think he's the only one that carried the ball for him. So 91 yards, 3 scores. Some of those scores were kind of cheap, near the end of the game. But again, Tennessee looked great. And I think, got a lot of optimism pumped into the Tennessee fan base after week 1. What are your thoughts, Andy? See you donning the Volunteers cap there.
Yeah, glad to hear that you had a great time with your kids. I'm sure they were pumped to start the season. On a very high note, I didn't get to watch the full game, but I went back and rewatched it. I also, for missing the episode last week, I watched the full episode on YouTube before Saturday. So I felt I was looking out for a lot of the things that you mentioned. Like did we get unfairly sort of penalized for losing Nico just because the starting quarterback leaving? Should we been really more about like a top 20 team rather than a top 25 team and all that? So all in all, very very exciting to start the season on a high note. I do think that the quarterback play was a lot more explosive, like you said. Also, it seemed like he's a little bit more poised and in the throws, especially over his O line, and through the on a slot route too, which I felt like Nico could not hit to save his life last year. So that was very refreshing, being able to like move the ball at will. Almost reminded me of the when Hendon Hooker sort of started for us. And I'm not saying that this guy is anywhere near Hooker's caliber. We don't know. I mean, he may be better, he may be worse. Too early to tell. But one thing for sure is that that upperclassman, like that experience of having started.
Yeah, he's 24 years old, man. He's been around for a while.
Right, and that's that's sort of the what brings, right? Like it's that poise, it's that like game reps, right? Like not panicking, which I thought honestly, I was a little bit disappointed with Nico's play. I mean, obviously, I supported him, while he was with us. But that being said, there were a lot of times where I just felt like, oh, like what is he doing? Like, why can't he see this? Like, it's not like he was a true freshman. He was so I felt like that was very refreshing to see. Overall, good start to the season. Very excited.
Yeah, and you brought up Hendon Hooker. I mean, a lot of the things that made us successful with Hendon Hooker is he was very mobile. He was an athlete. He could get in space. He could take off and run the football. Joey showcased a lot of those abilities. I mean, he moved out of the pocket really well. Didn't panic. Used his feet he needs to learn how to slide. He took some hits that it's not going to be conducive for his longevity over the season if he continues to take those, especially when we get in the SEC play. But it was still good to see, again, a little bit more desire from the receiving core. There was a few there with Mike Matthews that was dropped. I mean, if it hits you in the hands, you got to catch it. You're an SEC wide receiver. You just got to make that catch. One to Chris Brazel. I mean, if it would have been a spear, it would have like pierced him right through the heart. I mean, that's just where that football was thrown. So, I mean, you got to catch those, man. And, we could have really put that game away if some of those passes were caught that would have opened up more explosive plays. We had some drives kind of stall out there after some good plays at the beginning, especially in that opening drive where we had to settle for a field goal just because of drop passes. But overall, rushing attack, the three-headed monster back there, Peyton Lewis, Star Thomas. I mean, it just looked insanely better than last year.
I just had a couple quick thoughts on the game. Number one, everybody seemed relaxed. Like Andy brought it up, like poise. I think that's a good word.
Organized. It looked organized for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. So right. I think that was key. Joey impressed me a bit. I didn't know that he could run the way he could, and his passes were, maybe he's not throwing it 75 yards like Joe Milton or Nico or his passes were.
He's threw a 73-yard dot. I mean, for the second touchdown of the game.
He's a little bit better than I thought he would be. I was a little bit concerned before the game, and I know it's just Syracuse, it's just an ACC team, but
they won 10 games last year.
Yeah, so not bottom of the barrel team by any stretch. So
I don't know, man. ACC is looking pretty good. Florida State whipping Bama, which we'll get to in a second. But hey,
we're gonna get to that soon. But
yeah,
I was gonna bring that up.
ACC's got ACC's not pushover anymore, perhaps.
Dude, Florida State might be in the top 10. Give it like 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, they got to push over this week, but give it like 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, that's my last year I was thinking Colorado's going to boom up there. Miami's going to be there. This year, Florida State's going to be there, dude. They're good.
Well, before we get into these recaps, I know we kind of talked about Andy watching the last episode last week. The AP poll came out. How's everybody feeling about the AP poll where we're sitting 22?
I got the AP poll.
I mean, they should be top 20. You're talking about Tennessee. I mean,
look at the coaches poll. Like you look at the variance here, the discrepancy between the AP and the coaches poll.
Coaches on the right, just for the audience, so they can understand what to talk about. Left, we have AP poll, obviously 22nd right now. We were 24th before. We went up 2 spots. Tennessee in the coaches poll was 18. They went up 17 spots. But you just notice the immediate bullshit you start getting with the AP. Bama, smoked by Florida State, somehow better than Tennessee. I don't get it. Maybe someone else can try and explain that one, but major movement here, kind of getting into what happened. Ohio State beat Texas. We'll talk about it in depth. They went up from 3-1.
I think for us on that, Naveen, we just got to beat Georgia, and then everything else will just shake out. If you want this shit to stop with the Tennessee bias or non-bias, however you want to look at it, just go beat Georgia. Everything else will take care of itself.
Right. So other big movers I'll just hit on. Basically every top 10 team that won moved a lot.
Do you think Clemson is good enough to get Beauregard Kelly's Tigers to move up to 3?
Based on the pregame, yes. If you beat a top 5 team, which they were, you should move up like 4 or 5 points.
But do you think Clemson looked like a top 5 team? I'll even ask Frank. Frank, did you watch any of the Clemson LSU game, man?
Watched some of it, not all of it. Because a game like that's tough to bet on, honestly.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of a coin toss. But did you see the barbs that were exchanged between Brian Kelly and Dabo Swinney after the fact? With the test grades?
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at it. I mean, I don't love Clemson, Not in love with Clemson. I watched probably a half of that game. I'm like, they're okay. Like they're a top 20 team, top 25 team, but they're not going to be in the playoffs at the end of the year. I mean, I didn't see it at all. The only game I watched that I'm big on is Florida State jumping up there.
How about those?
I see them jumping in the top 10 pretty quick. They're 14 now.
Yeah.
You see them. I mean, they have a pushover game this week. East Texas A&M. Like it's not even a school.
Yeah. They went from not ranked,
to 14.
It's a 14.
Yeah. So, I mean, this week they're just going to, if they win 65 to 6 or something like that, that should be the score of that game. But it's not going to bump them up to the top 10. It'll take 2 or 3 weeks. They have to get a bigger win to get top 10. But
so I just want to add on to that. That might be you were talking about, maybe Florida State winning, going from not ranked to 14th is a little extreme. I will say that, some of the SEC teams didn't look as great.
Yeah, let's talk about those world beaters in South Carolina. Struggled with Virginia. The final score is not telling about that game at all.
I was wondering if they were going to even cover the spread in that game.
Yeah, that was a big game for the group chat, just sweating South Carolina together. Very common occurrence for us. It's waiting for Lenora Sellers to either throw a pick or run a 50-yard touchdown when he runs everybody over. It's one of the two things. And I think that is what is kind of holding South Carolina back a little bit. Like they have the athletes. They had that guy Nick Harmer. He seems sick, but like
they don't have the coaching. They're lacking coaching.
Yeah, they're lacking coaching, sure. and I think
Shane Beamer is a boob.
Lenore Sellers has 2 quarters in him, right? It can be the first
and
quarter.
It's typically the first and third, and that's it.
Yeah, it's first, third, first, fourth. That's all he has. Like, so you got to make sure that he's having a type of game where he's either blown everybody
Start calling
out.
him fucking 50 Cent. 2 quarters.
Yeah, 50%, 50 Cent. I like that, Andy. So.
50 Cent.
Yeah, but dude, they face a tougher team. South Carolina's not winning the game.
Right.
Like when they have a tough game, they're losing that game.
Now let's look at it. Let's look at it objectively. You know, we look at 2 teams that play, you know, ACC teams in Tennessee and South Carolina. I would argue that Syracuse is probably a better team than Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
If Tennessee and South Carolina played Saturday, who's winning that football game? What do you think the spread is?
Yeah, I think that's a better one. I think neutral site probably Tennessee minus 4.5, something like that.
Yeah. I don't see Tennessee being worse than South Carolina.
I think it's.
I watch most of both of those games. Like Tennessee's better than South Carolina this year, and South Carolina just, they just need a tough game. They're going to get smoked. They lose by 14 or something.
Right. And to Naveen's point, man, Tennessee just coming. I mean, it looked like it was just a workman type approach. Very relaxed, just going out there and just handling business.
Yeah. You guys ever seen one of those locomotive engines, like the old school ones? It was consistent. Like
all game.
Yeah. Like there was no point where I thought like, oh shit, like there's a collapse. There was a point in the fourth quarter where we lost the cover of the spread, but we got it back. You know what I mean? So
right back.
He just run it back, Turbo. Like that. That was the type of shit that was happening. It was really good to see. So yeah, like now that we got the rankings out there, I do want to talk about 4 games in particular.
Yeah,
there were big games last week.
Winners,
Frank, let's start off with your Florida State call versus Alabama. What were you thinking pregame? Why were you like, yo, it's time to slam Florida State? Tell us what you bet. Tell us how much you won. Get the crowd.
So Florida State, I was looking at that game pregame, and they have Boston College's old quarterback, and I remember him being like, he's kind of like a Mike Vick type quarterback. That's the way I think of that guy.
With the glasses or the goggles?
No, was it Castellanos?
Yeah, Tommy Castellanos. He's the black Italian.
Dude, he was talking cash money to their ass too.
He's good, dude. He's good. He's running all over them, throwing all over the field. I mean, he just looked like a legit quarterback. Like he could be a Heisman candidate if he keeps it up. Like that kind of quarterback. So pregame, I was thinking plus 400. Like that's not a plus 400. That's like a plus 200. So when I see like
value,
if I see value in it, like I'm like, this game is not plus 400. Like Bama isn't that good. They're ranked too high. Like it could be like a upset, like 3-point or 7-point win for Florida State. I didn't think they would go out and just shove it right down their throat all game. But yeah, dude, big bet for me of the week. Money line and also spread for Florida State. Biggest bet all week, cash both. So that was pretty good. I think Bama's going to drop off quite a bit. I mean, I don't see it. I mean, they got their ass absolutely handed to them by Florida State. It wasn't even a close game.
Manhandled. Like they didn't even want to be there.
Like they got smoked. It looked like Florida State versus like a school you've never heard of before. In game 1, but it was Bama. So they're a dangerous team. They're one to watch. They're going to be top 10 within 3 weeks. They're one of those teams at the end of the year that might be in the playoff too. I mean, if they play like that every game, there's not too many teams that are going to come close to beating them.
I think what's interesting, Frank, is, if you just look at the preseason ranks and like watch ESPN, you would think like, oh, Clemson is in an easy ACC and they're kind of like at the top alone. Now you look at it like Clemson might not be the best team in the ACC anymore, guys. Like there's Florida State, there's other teams going on.
There's Miami.
Miami looked good. We'll talk about that very soon, Andy. Glad you brought that up. Miami looks good. Florida State looks good. Overall, the state, I don't want to say the state of Florida teams look good, but they do.
They look good.
Yeah. So, who did the Gators play last week?
LIU.
Come on. I mean,
they played the community college on Long Island.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean,
USF.
I got recruited to play football there. If that gives you an idea.
USF, hey, Alex Golish. Alex Golish. Alabama might want to be calling Alex Golish pretty soon.
Yeah. So because, Josh, let me get your thoughts on this Bama though. Like, what? Dude, number Bama, one, Kalen DeBoer. Like, is he like EA Sports? Is he in the game? Like, I don't think he's at the game. Like, he doesn't seem like he's really into it.
Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. Like, you're having to follow Nick Saban. I mean, that in itself is a burden. You have, and here's the thing: to go down to Tallahassee and just get Andy Dufresne like they did, it is next level failure, like on so many levels. Because it's not like me, and I know they're gonna be like, "Oh, Tennessee homer, it's a Tennessee show, whatever." But you look at something like Josh Heupel, what he inherited when he got to Tennessee, the leftovers from, Butch Jones and Jeremy Pruitt. And then you couple that with the roster that Alabama had, thanks to Nick Saban, when they hired this guy from Washington after going to the national championship game, albeit waxed by Michigan. But still, it's national runner-up. I think my man Michael Penix really showed just how much that was him versus Kalen DeBoer coaching acumen. Because Alabama is melting down. I'm here for it. I hope they continue to lose in the way that they do. The trailer park is chirping right now. They're not happy.
Some great calls into Paul. Paul
Finebaum has finally been relevant for the first time in like 3 or 4 years. Like his ratings has seen an all-time spike.
Dude, Alabama's losing 5 games this year, I think.
Yeah, you think so?
I think Roman called it. Last time he's like, why is this not the year where Bama punts? And I think he's right. Like, a couple of reasons for that. Like, number one, if you don't have a fucking quarterback, you don't got a chance. Like,
and Ty Simpson is not a good quarterback.
That's that people are saying like, oh yeah, he's such a good kid for like sticking with the program and always being the backup, but. Motherfucker, there's a reason you're always the backup. There's
a guy from Bergen County, New Jersey that stuck with a program and played at Tennessee. And he was trash.
You see what happens with that. And honestly, like, fucking Ty Simpson can't shine JG shoes. I'm gonna be honest.
No, JG's way better than Ty Simpson, bro.
Not even
JG. I love me some JG. Like, as a person, Jared Garantano, loved what he did for Tennessee. Probably, who am I to say? Probably dealt one of the worst situations ever.
Yeah.
The Butch Jones thing and then Jeremy Pruitt. Just didn't have the same offensive coordinator any year that he was at Tennessee.
Yeah. And Andy, what are your thoughts on this, man? Like, what are your thoughts on either Ty, Kalen, or just the Bama team in general?
It goes to show that sports, right? Like any kind of like games, matches, whatever you want to call them, is not played on paper. Like Alabama with all their 4-star and 5-star recruits and their composite, whatever the blue chip,
their
talents that they have.
Blue chip rating, yeah.
And like Josh nailed it in the head. Like, it's like the hand that DeBoer was dealt with, and like it's not just like I'm sure there's some jitters too, but you also have to think like the Florida State I mean, a lot of those players from 2 years ago are all gone by now. But Florida State as a program, after they were left out of the playoffs because of Bama, and then
I'm sure they had
one of their
coming in that
right,
game.
and then had their worst year in probably a long ass time. Right,
Program
last year
history.
they were the punching bag. So I'm sure they were just they had this game circled on the calendar and they wanted to go out there, and Bama players just didn't have it. They didn't show that grit. They didn't see it from anybody. Sore. It's he's a great kid for sticking around, whatever. Like we said, we had Jay-Z, even Joe Milton, stuck around. Hey, look, there's a reason why these quarterbacks stick around. It's because other teams aren't calling and backing up the
they're not getting recruited.
in their driveway.
Nobody wants them.
To defend Joe Milton, he's on
hanging around.
Hanging
around
he's
like Beetlejuice. Like
He's the
Beetlejuice.
ultimate. I think he's the greatest practice quarterback of all time. Is you always hear these reports like oh my God, Joe Milton.
Well, the Cowboys just went through that. They were like, oh man, he's really pushing Dak Prescott for the starting job. I'm like, this is. It was fun. It was fun watching them go through the different levels of Joe Milton fandom.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, I've seen this. You're just in like phase 2 of the Joe Milton experience right now.
Yeah. So let's get into some of the other big games that were happening. I'll start off with my take on Miami, Notre Dame. Watch the full game. Pretty good game in the end of the game. Miami defense is a lot better than it was. Obviously, Carson Beck coming back looking like a little bit of the Carson Beck of old. You saw a bit of an emotional reaction to him at the end of the game. And he did go through a lot of stuff, like leaving Georgia, the scandals, all these things, and it's good.
Not being with the Cavender twin anymore.
Yeah, losing a Cavender, gaining a Cavender.
That's the worst thing that could happen to the guy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I just thought that he had the poise that he had when he started off in Georgia, so it's good to see that. Weird game plan from Notre Dame at the beginning of the game, they were like, okay, I'm going to showcase this new quarterback, CJ Carr.
Should have just ran the damn ball, dude.
Dude, you have like mini Derrick Henry and Jeremiah Love in the backfield. Didn't get many touches throughout the game.
Run the football. It was raining.
Run the ball. Yeah. Weird weather. It seems like
but that didn't stop that one-handed catch, though. Miami, my God,
that was sick.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Dude,
probably play of the year.
Dude, that game was not a 27-24 game either. Like, that was – Miami was up by 3 scores in the third quarter. Like,
yeah.
That game was over in the third quarter. I'm surprised Notre Dame actually came back, showed some grit, tied it up. But, I put that one in the books in, the third quarter. I'm like, all right, I don't need to keep watching this game. This shit's over.
It was a good game. It was a really good game.
Yeah,
Sorry, I saw that Miami and Notre Dame in their head-to-head history. Notre Dame hasn't beaten Miami in Miami since 1970s. So I wonder if they played the all-time series. Notre Dame definitely leads. A lot of that is from the early years. It looks like a classic, like a home and home type of a lot of the neutral site games early on in their head-to-head went to Notre Dame when they were a powerhouse, and then they've been basically splitting the home and home, every time they schedule. But the last 6 times they played, it's excluding this year, it's 2017, 41-8 Miami, 1989, 1987, 1985. So it seems certainly very interesting, and it's it's got to be exciting times for like Naveen said earlier for the Florida teams, looking pretty good, the 3 major teams at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, even betting that game before it, you look at a guy that was playing quarterback for Georgia versus a rookie quarterback basically, and it's how are you going to bet on Notre Dame in that game? You know what I mean? How
also August 31st in Miami, what do players that play in Indiana know about the swamp, right? The humidity,
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame also always drops a big game at the beginning of the year. Like they lost to a crummy team last year.
They lost to NIU last year.
Yeah, Northern Illinois. Come on, that was a pretty easy one. But
I don't think that they will be able to be saved by their schedule again. Like if you look at their schedule, they got big games coming up, and it looks like 9-3, 8-4, given what we saw. So at this point in time, I'm willing to call it 9-3 does not get you into the playoff. So
they're not there this year. Notre Dame is not a playoff team.
I mean, dude, they could have won that game if they just ran the ball a little more, not with their quarterback, with their Heisman
hand it off.
Back. Yeah. Just hand it off. All right, so Texas, Ohio State. Josh, let me start with your thoughts there.
Bro, Ohio State's defense put those clamps on Texas, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just straight up. I mean, the defense was solid. I think Ohio State looks repeat ready right now. I mean, if you listen to this show last week, the reincarnation of, Michael Jordan to basketball, Tom Brady to football was going to lead the Texas Longhorns out and be their starting quarterback. And this guy named Archibald Manning. Okay. I know I tried to tell you guys. Nobody wanted to listen, told you too much hype around this guy. No. It was like a Krispy Kreme glaze factory going on in here.
Yeah, a lot of glaze from Roman.
A lot of glaze from Roman. Like
heavy glaze.
Big old Roman candle, old sloppy one. Right?
Dude, he looked bad. He looked bad. Arch looked bad. There was wide open throws. He missed like 6 or 7 just wide open, easy throws. He's like throwing it sidearm and just spiking it into the ground, like 5 yards away from the receiver.
He's trying to throw it like Vince Young. Dude. I'm like, dude, that's not you, man.
Christ. Yeah,
that's not you. And it's kind of disheartening. I mean, I appreciate the Manning family. I mean, they gave us, one of our, most cherished VFLs, Peyton Manning. Shout out to the sheriff. But, he's not his uncle. He's not either one of his uncles. He's not even.
You guys seen the AI video where they put the Manning cast next to the Fox footage, and it's like, I told you, it's fucking adopted.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty funny. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on that kid. That's not lost on me. I mean,
right.
I couldn't even imagine the type of anxiety that, and just like from a sports psychology standpoint, that Arch Manning is going through. I mean, he's a legacy to a football dynasty family when you look at it from his grandpa and
3
both
generations.
of his uncles. Yeah, so a lot of pressure. But all I was told is, oh, look how humble he is. Look at this. He gets it. He's got all the things between the ears, happening for him. He's going to be fine. He's going to light Ohio State on fire. The last 2 orange and white UTs that went to the shoe left in a mess. So
dude, game was way too fast for him, is what I would say. Like his throws were off all day, all game. I mean, he just missed so many, like there was guys just sitting there wide open and he just couldn't hit them. So when I think about it like that, I'm thinking this game is a little too quick for him. Like he needs a game like this week, like San Jose State, like a fluff game where they should win.
Get
like
some confidence back.
Yeah, get some confidence. He's a young guy, he needs to win 60-0 to get his confidence up. Then when he plays a real game, he'll be sped up a little bit, a little more confident and in a better spot. But
yeah,
if he plays bad this week too, if he plays bad on Saturday against San Jose State, I'm very concerned.
Do you guys think he's still generational talent?
I don't know. We'll do some scouting this Saturday.
A lot of discussion on the big networks.
Time will tell. I think.
What else say, Josh?
Mickey Mouse is saying he's generational. So I don't know, man.
What I'll say, Josh, is there's a chance that was the best defense he will play this whole season. So that would be the only positive I would take out of it. Like,
right.
How good could they be in week 1?
I don't know. They had 3 months to prepare for Arch Manning, so I don't know if any other team will have.
I don't know, man. Like, do they? I mean, like, I hear you. Traditional college football rosters are not it like they used to be. So much turnover, transfer portal, people coming and going after spring ball. Like, yeah, I know that they knew that Arch was cemented in as the starter for Texas, but I would tell you when you're doing installs or you're putting in new defenses, you're getting people spun up to play certain positions, man. It's
different.
not, yeah, it's completely different.
Look at, a good example
Ohio
is
State. Yeah, Ohio State's week 1 defense compared to what they'll be closer to the end of the season, it'll be night and day.
I was going to say, like, a good example is watching the Belichick coach North Carolina.
First possession to the end of the game.
How much of a disaster that game was. Like, TCU just beat the hell out of North Carolina.
Made them lick the white dog shit.
Holy cow. Hoover just took it to him, dude. My God. I mean, they had their 6th-string running back in the game. Guy's like barely on the depth chart. He's never touched the ball in his life. Like, there's 2 running backs. I think one guy scored a touchdown.
How long do you think they play around with this Belichick experiment, man, and the girlfriend?
I mean, I think he's just going to embarrass himself here. I mean, he did week 1. Like, that was an embarrassment.
That was really bad.
Wasn't even out-coached. He got out everything in that game.
Outclassed.
Just not even a game. I mean, they're what, 5 touchdowns or something? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Disaster.
I think the last one of this week that I want to touch upon, Andy, I'll just kind of start and finish with you, is the Tiger battle and the Death Valley battle, LSU Clemson. Anything you took out of that game? One thing I noticed was, like, Nussmeier was getting this, reconfirming the Heisman hype after this game. I didn't really see that, honestly. Like, I saw that they had 3 really good drives in the second half. Brian Kelly finally got his over the hump of losing the first game. But, like, what are your thoughts? Like, are you afraid of LSU at all? What are you thinking in terms of LSU?
Well, I think we have to apply the same standards here, right? Like, if we're gonna say that Ohio State and Texas, and say, hey, like, how good can you be on week 1? On the defensive side, I think the same also can be applied on the offensive side too, right? Like, is that the best that LSU is gonna put together, or is that the best that the Clemson's gonna put together? Like, personally, I'm not that high on Clemson. I never understood the hype for this season. Like, any time that the last year's Clemson team sort of went against any sort of a team with a pulse, like, they lost. Like, sure, they beat who they should have beat, and they lost every single game that it was like a ranked matchup or whatever. And it just I think this game kind of like reaffirmed it. I don't particularly think like LSU is like that great or anything, but given where we are in the season and with the lack of data, like, other than Ohio State, Texas, LSU, Clemson, and Notre Dame, Miami, like, there aren't just enough, like, data points to say, like, oh, this team doesn't deserve to be top 5 or doesn't deserve to be top 10. And I think it's justified that if you go into someone's house and you beat them, rightfully so, you get to deserve that. And the Heisman hype, sure. I mean, like, week 1 Heisman hype, it just, you just never know how the rest of the season's gonna pan out. So
stuff. I mean, the only 2 teams I was really impressed with, like, I was thinking about the Clemson game too, watching it. I mean, they scored 10 points. You can't expect to win a college football game scoring 10 points.
I mean, LSU's front, man, they controlled the tempo the entire game. I think Clemson's offense is still searching for an identity. I mean, they've had Cade Klubnik there for 4 years, but in skill positions, you don't really see much promise. That's why I still think they're looking for their identity, man.
Right.
I think Clemson will probably finish 2nd or 3rd in the ACC this year.
Looking squarely 3rd at the time being, right, behind Miami and FSU.
Yeah, 100%. I think they'll get mollywopped by both those schools.
Right.
All right, let's talk about Tennessee's matchup. I'm going to leave it to the ETSU alums here. So
me and Andy, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So take it away, guys. Like what if anything do we need to look out for?
I mean,
Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I said this last week. Any of Tennessee's opponents that are played on the SEC or the SEC Network Plus or ESPN Plus, I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath. But I'll tell you, I think it'll be a good. I think it'll be pretty similar to how we handled Atlanta. I think it'll be good, crisp operation. The depth chart will get a lot of reps and sets in. So you're going to see a lot of twos, a lot of threes getting in the football game, getting live, clean reps, special teams, red zone trips. A lot of good will come out of this as long as we stay healthy. Get everybody. Josh Heupel does a really bad job of that. He does not get guys out
early enough
when we're. I mean, last year we were up 50-something to nothing, and came out in halftime and kicked an onside kick.
Dude, that was Kent State. That was inspirational shit, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But Josh, I gotta say, don't you like that? If you're throwing money on your team, you want your team to go for onside kicks.
Yeah.
You want them to go full throttle 3.5 quarters.
Sure. I get it. Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get the reps and sets. I mean, but
right. Also, just the flaws that exists within the college football ranking based system is that when you have to play these cupcakes, you have to
destroy them.
Do some stat padding to get the. Oh yeah, but they on their average offense, SP plus rankings, all those efficiency metrics, all depends on like these cupcake games, right? So, I think there's a reason for it, and ultimately, like if we say like think about like what Ryan Day used to do with like CJ Stroud, right? Like just go play him, let him get 5 touchdowns, build that Heisman case. I'm not saying that Tennessee should do that for the new quarterback Joey, but I'm just saying there's something to be said about running up the score because it ultimately does benefit like the whole margin of victory, all that shit goes into rankings at the end of the year.
Yeah, and then I mean you'll see some stuff I think with ETSU. I mean you got Cade McNamara. I don't know if you guys remember Cade McNamara from Michigan. Yeah. He started for Michigan the second to last year with Harbaugh. And, he transferred out. I can't remember what school he went to last year off the top of my head. Iowa. Yeah, that sounds right. Then now
Cade, we saw Cade live. Remember, Devin? When we went to the big house.
Yeah. So, Cade is the starting quarterback at ETSU this year. So, I'll say maybe that helps them get, a touchdown. So it might be like
it is like what 70 year now.
Yeah, it's like 70-7 final or something like that. Okay. It's not going to be close, but it'll be a good game to take your kids if you can't afford to spend $800 to get in the door against Georgia, and you want to go take your family to a Tennessee football game this year. This might be the one,
right,
to go do it.
I think you brought it up. Georgia coming the following week. So, you might think that, this is a game to take it easy, but, you have to run up the score as we talked about, and you got Georgia to prepare for next week. So it's not like you can take it easy at all. So I want to switch gears here to the NFL. We're in the middle of it right now. As of right now, it's halftime in the Dallas and Philly game. Philly's up 21-20 at half. So I will say that we're also a general football podcast, so wanted to do some divisional predictions going on. What I'll do is we're gonna each do a division. I'm gonna do NFC North because I actually like the team. We'll give Josh, what are you? AFC South. Andy, I'm not sure that you have it.
Don't give me the AFC South.
You got the Tennessee Titans.
Christ.
You take the Titans.
The Texans are going to win the AFC South.
And Frank, I'll give you NFC East just because you're familiar with that. So let's just start with that. All right, AFC South. Give me a division winner.
Houston.
All right, Houston's the favorite at -110.
There's nothing. There's really nothing to get excited about in the AFC South, guys. Jaguars are shit. Titans, they're going to be fun to watch, but they're still going to suck. Indy, Irsay's croaked. I don't know what his daughters are going to do with the team. They got Danny Dimes back there throwing.
Yeah, Danny Dimes won the job from Anthony Richardson in Florida.
AR-15, bro. AR-15 not starting. Imagine that.
Dude, what a disaster of a division. Just looking at that, that just looks ugly.
Yeah. There's nothing really to talk about in the AFC South.
It is really sad that Texans are only a -110 in that division. Like,
Jesus Christ, that looks terrible.
Andy, I'll let you get AFC North. We got Ravens -160, Bengals +260, Steelers +550, Browns +3,000. If you want to give your pick and then maybe a sleeper team that might be better than their odds, go for it.
well, I'm gonna say Bengals.
Okay.
Their line sucks. Joe Burrow's gonna be running for his life, but when we talk about injury risk, from that, where Burrow's gonna have to run, getting out of pocket to avoid getting hit by these nasty Ravens and Steelers and Browns players. At the same time, I mean, same goes for Lamar Jackson, and I like watching Lamar Jackson, but I would argue he carries just as big of an injury risk as the Bengals do, and I do think that +260 could be a nice little slipper pick, so I'll go with that.
All right, I'll do AFC West since I haven't gone yet.
Chiefs.
I'm not gonna pick the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the
Broncos.
The Broncos here +275. I think they got a good defense. They have a decent enough quarterback in Bo Nix, and
why not the Raiders?
Maybe they have a better quarterback. They got Geno Smith, and Chiefs
better quarterback.
Yeah, they do have Geno Smith. I mean, he's gonna be 500. Like,
there you go.
Geno Smith wins half the games he plays, so he's not gonna win the division. But
well, I do think it's at QB, and I think I'm gonna give this out as one of my best bets. But I think the Chargers beat the Chiefs week 1. +4, +3.5. So, Frank, you got AFC East. You got Bills -350, Pats +550, Dolphins +850, Jets +2200. Holy fuck.
I mean, there's not even a competition. Like, that's a joke of a division too, right? Like, the Bills are never gonna not win that division. Yeah. Dolphins are never winning. Jets are never winning. Patriots never winning. Like, all those teams suck. So.
Man, how things have changed in the last 7 years.
Bills, I mean, they're just crushing them. All three of those teams are just under 500. They all suck.
Yeah.
All right, so we got my division I'm in. If the audience doesn't know, I'm a Vikings fan, +375. Packers +175. Lions +185. Bears +475. What I think here is people are overly high on Packers right now. I do think Lions are the best in the division. Obviously, Packers got
is it the trade?
Yeah, like people. Yeah, the Parsons trade. People are describing it as bad as the Luka trade. I definitely don't think so. I think there's definitely he has back issues. That's one thing that we found out this week. Parsons has back issues. Another thing is he is a liability on the run. Like, actually, teams purposely run at him, so he's not as complete of a defensive player, like, let's say, as Myles Garrett or TJ Watt,
right,
or people of that ilk. So I don't think Packers should be +175 here, more like +250. If I had to give you a team, maybe Lions, but I think, I'm not sold by any of these fucking teams. I'll be honest with you. It's a
could be any of like those three: Vikings, Packers, Lions.
Yeah, like I
definitely
don't
not
think
the Bears.
I don't think that the Vikings are 2 times worse than these teams.
Poor Bears.
That's what this line is telling me. Like, I think that's bullshit. So maybe some value on Vikings to maybe not to win the division, but make the playoffs. I don't think that's a bad kind of thing. We'll get to see,
yeah, especially how bad the NFC teams are this year. They're definitely gonna make the wild card.
Yeah. All right. So Andy, let me give you NFC West. So you got Niners, Cards, Rams, Seahawks. Who you got?
Oof. I'm gonna go Cards here for the sleeper pick. I think the Rams are sort of like I think I don't know why the Rams are plus 175. I mean 49ers at least, I guess, like, you know, that's kind of understandable just given how, you know, consistent they've been in the last few years. But that being said, again, like just from a value pick standpoint, like I think like Niners odds should be a little bit better here. Like I think the Rams should be, you know, definitely over like 250. Like I don't understand this 175. So if that's the case, I almost want to just say, Cardinals at 3-1 seems like a good value pick.
Okay. Josh, King of the South. So I'm giving you NFC South. Bucks minus 110, Falcons plus 200, Panthers plus 425, Saints plus 1600.
I mean, you gave me you really 1600. Yeah, you served me up a couple softballs here. Tampa Bay going to win this. It's going to win the division, man. It's not going to be close.
Josh is the king of the South.
Yeah,
that's another like joke of a division too.
Yeah,
Buccaneers pretty much have to win that division.
Is, yeah. Baker Mayfield, you know,
he's still playing. He's good.
No Michael Penix magic. You know, since we just talked about how hard he carried Washington team.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay.
Yeah. So the NFL is not giving us, or ESPN is not giving us NFC East because they're fucking sham of organization. So
it's going to be the Eagles. You know, it's going to be the
Eagles are minus. Frank, this is for you. Eagles minus 140. Come in. Let's just do FanDuel plus 220. Cowboys plus 650. Giants plus 1600.
I definitely count the Giants out immediately.
Okay.
Not even a chance.
Football, not gonna get
0% chance. Probably as close to zero as you can get to win the division. Mm-hmm. I think the end of this Eagles Cowboys game is going to determine a good shot at who's going to win the division. But I mean, even if the Cowboys win the division, like they're not going to do anything. Like they've proven over and over again. So I like the Eagles. I think the Eagles put it on a lot of teams this year. You know, double-digit wins in a lot of games this year. A lot of covers for the Eagles. So even though the odds suck, I'd probably still take the Eagles.
Okay, cool. So we covered all the divisions. I'm just going to ask around the table who's going to be playing in the Super Bowl and who wins. So Josh, we'll start you with that.
It's going to be the Bird Bowl, man. It's the Ravens and the Eagles. So you got quarterback continuity. You got some defenses that travel well. Eagles roster is still the NFC bar, man. Like you got to come through Philly to get to the Super Bowl. And, you know, you look at the books. I think the books have the Bills, Ravens, and the Eagles kind of closer to the top. So if you're just looking at Vegas odds in itself, you know, you can really bank on those three. But I think this is kind of the year that, you know, my boy up in Baltimore gets it done. You know, he's been running around. You know, Derrick Henry's on his last leg as well. So all pun intended. But yeah, I think that's who it's going to be. Ravens over Eagles. I think Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl.
Andy, same question.
Just to spice it up, I guess I'll pick out of the sleeper picks. So I'll go. Let's see, NFC. Cardinals. No, I guess. All right, fuck it. I'll go Vikings, Bengals, and Bengals takes it.
Wow. Okay.
Big move.
Frank?
Yeah. I mean, hey, look.
I don't know if it's week one. It's a big move, though.
I mean, hey, it's week one. You know? Hey.
I mean, I would take, honestly, I like the Denver Broncos this year.
Oh,
Dark horse running it up to the top.
Okay. And then who are they going to play in the NFC? Giants?
Come on, dude.
I don't know. I mean,
Tampa?
Let's be serious.
I can't. It's just so hard to take anybody but the Eagles if you're going NFC.
Come on, Frank.
It's so hard. Way too hard. But there's I think the AFC is super competitive this year.
It's open, man. Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of teams
that could make it.
A lot of teams that could pop in, but I also like the Buccaneers with Mayfield to take a run at it. Josh Allen with the Bills can make a run at it. Broncos can make a run at it. Obviously, Mahomes can make a run at it. So it's going to be interesting to see what, like, after week 5 or 6, what these games look like. See if any of these teams are 4-2 or undefeated or 2-4, you know. A lot of these games go a lot of different ways real quick. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to go super dark horse here. Give me the Bills versus the Rams. Rams win it. Stafford retires on the field.
Okay. All right.
He should have retired. The Bills fans going to be taking another Super Bowl defeat?
I mean, they're the most used to it, right? They're really good at it. So.
Those Mafias. Strap on. Real good this time. The cup, because it's coming.
Yeah. So 3 things I'm excited for this season. Shit, man. I think that, you know, living in the New York, New Jersey area, the closest teams are the Giants and the Jets. I'm excited to see when Russell Wilson will be, like, you know, kicked out and it will be Jackson Dart's turn. So that's one thing. Second thing is NFC North is a clusterfuck, so I always like watching that. Who will come out of that? Lions, Vikings, Packers, it could be anybody. And yeah, number 3 thing is I don't want to see the Chiefs in there. So I'm going to see is this, like, Taylor, you know, I had to bring it up. Is this engagement Kelsey stronger buckboard than we've ever seen? Is it the changing of the guards? Hopefully we won't have to see Chiefs in the title, but, you know, it's impossible not to bet them or, you know, get to that level. So, Frank, give me 3 things you're looking forward to.
I want to see Baker Mayfield make a run this year. Excited to watch him. I want to see Bo Nix play. Okay. Yeah, I want to see more of him. You know, I think the last thing is probably just seeing what team comes out of nowhere. You know, there's a lot of teams that have the chemistry and, like, they've been there a bit, but they haven't gone for the full run to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Like, there's at least half a dozen teams that could make it. So just seeing who pops up, you know, see who comes up 6-1 or 6-2 or something like that, and they have a legit shot to make a run. Could be a lot of teams.
All right. Fair enough. Josh, I'll let you close out this segment.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really hard because it's such a long season. So I'll kind of stick with some of the things that'll be coming up at the beginning right now. This will probably change as the season goes, but Chiefs and Chargers in Sao Paulo, man, I think that's going to be a great neutral site game.
Tomorrow
for the NFL. It's tomorrow night. You know, neutral site vibes again. It's going to be cool. Good spot to be in. It's going to be a fast game, especially because, you know, they're playing on turf. So it's going to be real fast. You got 2 teams with a lot of speed with the Chargers and the Chiefs.
Where they playing?
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
So, and then you got Mahomes in prime time, baby. The NFL is going to make it a spectacle. You know, anytime Kermit the Frog is out there throwing the pigskin, they're going to make it a big deal. So, with the engagement with Taylor and Travis, that's also going to be baked into it. So get ready. I'm really looking forward to Sunday Night Football with the Ravens going to the Bills. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the highest week 1 totals there, 52.5. You know, if you look at the numbers there in the books. So it's going to be a fireworks test, I think, for both secondaries. So strap in. It's going to be a lot of offense. And then Monday, you got J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams. So you got 2 of the youngest marquee quarterbacks in the league going up against each other in Monday Night Football. And it's at Soldier Field in Chicago. Yeah, we know the Bears suck, but I think it'll be an intriguing matchup for those two. Because got the Heisman winner with Caleb Williams versus J.J. McCarthy, the national champion.
Natty winner.
That's right. So it'll be cool to see that. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to at the beginning of the year.
Okay. Fair enough. So we'll get into best bets and kind of close out the show that way. I'll start with NCAA football. I got 3 bets. Heading back to the state of Florida, I'm going with lines that don't really make sense to me this week. That's my strategy. So give me USF plus 17.5 versus Florida. Also give me Duke plus 2.5 versus Illinois. That line just keeps dropping. Illinois is the number 11 team. Why is it only 2.5? It was 3. It was 3.5 before. Seems like people are slamming Duke, so I'm going to join that party.
Okay.
And then give me Baylor plus 2.5 as well. So Baylor got smoked by Auburn, who we know is a shit team, and they're going now to SMU.
They play on Thursday. They're a shit team.
Yeah. They played on a Friday on the first week, so fucking Auburn sucks.
Or Thursday. If you're not playing on Saturday, dude. Yeah.
So Baylor is at SMU. SMU is only minus 2.5, so give me Baylor plus 2.5. Like, that doesn't make sense. SMU is number 17. Home game, kind of fucking opener versus a premier Texas team, so doesn't make sense. Plus 2.5. And NFL, I'll kind of go quickly. I kind of previewed it before. Chargers plus 3.5 tomorrow. If you look at the historical kind of backboard, Chargers cover versus Chiefs pretty easily, and year over year. Give me Giants plus 6.5 versus the Commanders. I just think that if you have a division rivalry and the line is above a 4, pretty much take it every time. So Giants plus 6.5. Niners minus 1.5. Brock Purdy is 4-0 ATS in Seattle. So that's his I guess that's his new away stadium of choice to cover the spread. And that Sunday night game, just because I want action, give me Ravens minus 1.5. Just seems like it's time for Lamar, as Josh said. If he wants to win the Super Bowl, it's going to step one is beating the Bills
this year. Yeah, it's got to be this year, man. His clock's running out too.
Josh, go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to start off with NFL. I'm going to go Chiefs minus 2.5 versus Chargers. Then I'm going to go in Ravens plus 1.5 at Bills. Niners minus 1.5 at Seahawks. And I know my Titans, Broncos covering minus 8 versus the Titans. You got the altitude. Titans offense still in install mode, man. It's one of only 2 touchdown plus spreads this week, so I'm taking that one. I know my Titans, and I know how poorly they're going to perform. College football week 2 bets for me. I got to take Michigan plus 5.5 at Oklahoma. I think their defense is going to travel. They'll keep it within a field goal. Iowa State under 41.5. It's a rivalry. Those trends that I see with most of those rivalry games, especially with those Midwestern teams, it kind of stays below the 40 burger. So,
okay.
And they got 2 sturdy defensive fronts on both sides. So I don't see a whole lot of points coming out of that. Clemson minus 31.5 versus Troy. You just want to buy the post bounce back win. They're LSU. Troy, they're just overmatched and overwhelmed. Lean Texas minus 36.5 versus San Jose State. Talent gap is just too big. Again, another one of those. I think that's a blood bank guarantee. It's a bounce back spot for Texas. Arch Manning's going to be out for blood. It's kind of an expensive number. Probably prefer first half minus 20.5 if it appears. So look for that. But that's my picks this week for CFP.
Okay, Andy, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with the same one. Funny enough, Frank, Kai, and Roman are gonna be attending that game live. And our plan is basically stay through halftime and dip. So the first half spread of Texas. I'm gonna take that. Brought my the correct Manning jersey. I'm gonna wear this to remind Arch that he needs to step up his game if he wants to be great like this. So I will do that. And then for NFL, I want to go. I know I just said the Bengals as the potential winner and all that, but division game, Bengals Browns. As all of you guys already said, division games, especially I feel like AFC North always tough grid. Yeah, so I'm gonna take the Browns plus 5.5 there. And then I'm gonna take the Vikings to win versus the Bears, but not. I don't know about this 1.5. This 1.5 feels fishy to me. I think this is gonna be some bullshit there. So I'm gonna buy and then go ML.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Andy. Frank, what you got?
So I'm going with all the really big spreads this week. There's a lot of cakewalks for better schools. So like Texas is probably my biggest one. Then Florida State versus East Texas A&M, taking Florida State points.
What is an East Texas A&M, Frank?
It's like
what is that? What is
it's like
that?
in the border of Texas and Louisiana somewhere. I don't even know who would go to that school.
Yeah,
but I mean, Florida State's going to destroy them by 80 points probably. And same thing, Ohio State, Grambling State, like taking Ohio State points. There's a lot of games like that this week, like Georgia versus Austin Peay, taking Georgia.
Let's go P.
I just don't see any of these games being like anything under 60-point wins.
Yeah,
like,
how about Georgia opening up with those juggernauts, Marshall and Austin Peay?
I mean, if that game isn't like 85-0, like what happens there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So I like those three, like Texas, Florida State, Ohio State.
Okay.
Those are going to be slammed for points. Like all three of those teams should just eviscerate the other team. Should be like 80-0.
Need to figure out how to get Frank's video to come out in a little square like the rest of us, because he's the one making squares pick. But then somehow his video is not square;
he's a rectangle. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
something is wrong here.
I mean, those games. I mean, they're going to be like 80-0, right?
Okay.
Any NFL, or you're skipping it?
Nah, my NFL's terrible. You don't want my picks.
At least he's honest, guys.
We'll get them in the group chat and we'll post the figures.
Yes. There you go.
All right,
it's
guys.
all about knowing your limits.
Yeah.
Pick your spots.
You gotta pick your spots.
Well, I mean, what?
That's what I got. Those three.
Vols handled week 1. Going to handle some business on Saturday. Then we'll probably learn a little bit more about the Vols and what we got to look forward to the following week. The NFL's back. We're going to enjoy Brazil tomorrow night, Naveen. So with that, I'll let you close it out, bro. But it looks like we got a lot of good football this weekend, man.
Yeah. This is a week to watch NFL over NCAA. I noticed week 1 was stacked with these pretty sick games. So that means subsequent weeks maybe don't have it. I think, Josh, you're the only one to mention like Michigan and Oklahoma. That's probably the game to watch on Saturday night. But outside of that, it's kind of get ready for week 3.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We gave you some NFL. We gave you some NCAA. Vols looking good. We'll see how the rankings shape up after these like kind of cupcake games of week 2 in NCAA, and bangers after bangers in NFL this week. So you will be fully occupied with that. I just want to leave us off with go Vols and God bless America.
GBO, baby.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.